This is the Biz News Podcast, one-on-one conversations with experts in business and personal development.
Manny, you have worked with an awful lot of startup businesses over the years as a consultant, including a lot who are what you would call bootstrap businesses. What do you advise them so they don't lose both their boots and their straps as they grow their business?
That's a great question, Doug. Based on my experience, I would say to don't set unreasonable growth goals for yourself and put yourself in a lot of stress and put a lot of strain on your organization. Try to make it reasonable.
That certainly has some good work-life balance to it. How much of the money that is generated that comes in the front door should you shovel back into the business? 100% or or is there a magic formula?
Yeah, that's a interesting question. There's no magic formula. Each business is different depending on the type of business it is, because some businesses have higher margins than other businesses. So you have to find your own personal balance there, which is going to be based on how much you need to take home and how much you need capital wise to grow that business, Doug.
So that means putting certainly a significant percentage back into the bank just to make sure that you've got all those bases covered.
If you can do that, you're going to find that the road to growth is going to be a lot easier for you.
Manny, you came to consultancy after a career with a major U.S. bank. Why did you leave Comerica to start your own company?
I was at the point in my career where I wanted to hang my own shingle out. And I had great teachers and mentors at the bank, but I wanted to try something. I had the entrepreneurial itch, Doug.
Well, people, many people scratch that, but they never actually hang that shingle outside the door. What obstacles did you have to overcome to become successful? And you are successful after more than 20 years in the business.
Yeah, first, I've been very blessed, Doug, with great teachers and mentors. I did not have any type of experience or background as a consultant. I was very blessed that I had two close friends of mine that helped me to um, learn. They were consultants, so they shared with me um, lessons from their journey, which was extremely helpful.
As you look back on the past, well, gosh, now you're talking decades, what was the toughest thing for you to overcome and build from?
To not cause my clients a lot of anxiety because they're not finance majors. And I learned that I have to be very careful the way I talk to them so I don't make them get stressed out.
For our listeners and viewers who might not be businessmen themselves, that's a statement that might say, what does he mean they're not finance majors? You have to know finance to start a business, right?
Just a little bit of it. That's why you have the professionals around you that can plug in some knowledge gaps for you. I found that in my experience, all my clients are great at their trades. They're very few, very small percentage really knows the P&L balance sheet, cash flow statement. So it's a very small percentage, Doug.
Did you expect that when you started out?
Um, Doug, I didn't really know what to expect. Uh, I thought that the engagements would be pretty short, 3 to 6 months. And I was amazed that my business owners, they had a decent idea of their math. And the engagements lasted a lot longer than I thought. So I've had some surprises along the way.
I can imagine some of those early customers remain as friends and mentors, correct?
Yes, and still as customers. My oldest customer is 18 years, 18-year relationship.
What is the secret to maintaining such a great relationship with a customer? Do you shower them with gifts and take them out to dinner whenever you can, or what?
No, these are things that I've learned. The two main things that my clients tell me that they really like about me is that I tell it straight. I don't sugarcoat the stuff, and that I always pick up my phone. I made my first mission, Doug, which was to always be available.
So you're not hiding behind a PA, a personal assistant who gives excuses why you don't want to talk on the phone.
That's exactly right. I'm front and center all the time. I'm here when you need me, 7 days a week.
What about businesses that you have seen fail despite all of your efforts? Do you have any advice for entrepreneurs who just are in a ship that's going down and nothing can be done to save it?
Gosh, that's a tough question. Um, if the ship is truly going down and there's no saving it, Doug, in my opinion, I would say just mentally prepare yourself to fail forward, which means take a lesson here, don't torment yourself, and you know, figure out what you've learned from the experience. I had a big failure too. So I'm talking from experience.
Tell us about that.
I invested in a company when I looked at it on paper. Um, I said, there's no way this thing can fail. It has a very small um, chance of failure in my estimation based on my experience. Uh, it was well capitalized. The people in there were extremely knowledgeable and hungry, and a bunch of other factors showed up that we couldn't reasonably forecast, and we did not make it. It failed.
That must have been bad for you as an investor and for the entrepreneurs as leaders.
Yes. Again, you have to mentally prepare yourself to fail forward and not get too caught up in beating yourself up about it. The best laid plans can go sideways. Indeed.
Manny, you have offered an awful lot of advice here in our short conversation. What would you like to talk about that I have not had a chance to ask you?
I would like to mention to the listeners to take it easy on themselves. We are such hard drivers here in America. We're so motivated to get ahead in our businesses, in our careers. My 2 cents, which I've been taught along the way, is that you are the asset, not your money. So always keep that in your mind every day. Without you, nothing can get done. So it's not the money in your bank, it's not your car, it's not your house. You're actually the asset. Somebody taught me that, Doug. It's one of the greatest pieces of advice I've ever been given in my life.
Did you give yourself a raise?
Well, there's other factors that come into the raise, right? I can only take as much as my company can afford to pay me. I might not, I might know that number a little better than others, but if you're my client, you know exactly what that number is.
Manny, where can our listeners and viewers get hold of you? You must have a website where they can reach you.
Yes, it is portalcfo.com, portalcfo.com.
Manny, have you written a book to tell people more about what you know?
I have. Thank you for mentioning it, Doug. Um, the name of the book is Ultimate Profit Management, Maximizing Profitability as You Grow Your Business. It is available on Amazon. I feel very blessed because it encapsulates everything that my teachers and mentors taught me. It was like a movie, Doug. I kept seeing the same movie over and over again. Slow and steady with profits wins the race. You know, only if you're funded by outside investors can your business sustain losses for a period of time. And even then, sometimes those investors grow weary of not seeing the green come in. So slow and steady with profits helps you take care of your family, your employees, and your community.
You've been listening to the Biz News Podcast. We welcome your input. Send your email to editor@biznews.com. That's BIZGNUS.com. Thanks for listening.